Yeah. What's up?
There's about to be a meeting in here. Oh yeah. See?
Broman.
Wow. Oh, you
Oh, yeah.
Enjoy.
said it was just Broman. You brought the whole.
We roll deep.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Sure, you can sit. You can be here. If you can be here, it doesn't matter.
We don't want to be here.
Wegmans?
Okay.
I didn't know we had Wegmans around here.
Got what?
Wegmans?
40 minutes drive.
You drove 40 minutes to a Wegmans?
Yeah, to get these food.
Did you go to school in New York?
No,
How do you know about Wegmans?
because brand.
What is Wegmans?
It's a grocery store chain in New York. It's kind of bougie. It's kind of like a Whole Foods before Whole Foods was a Whole Foods. It's kind of bougie. Broman, we're here to talk about accounting.
Right, that's very exciting.
You guys know DJ Broman. Mr. Broman, financial controller, CPA, certified public accountant. Can they take your CPA license away for like unethical behavior?
Sure.
Does it happen?
Probably.
Nicky T, he's production controller. Brendan, production controller in training. Brianna, it's top secret, super top secret.
I know.
Have we been committing a crime?
No.
You sure?
No.
Are we in compliance with GAAP accounting rules?
No.
Do you know what GAAP is?
No.
General acceptable accounting procedures.
Okay.
Generally accepted accounting principles.
Fuck.
You don't even know what.
Here's the biggest mind fuck that I had getting into this world. I'm going to make a radical statement.
Okay.
And you can feel free to simply tell me I'm wrong or blah, blah, blah. The definition of profit is subjective, and it is based on industry, and it is based on these GAAP accounting rules. And when you're paying your taxes, what you're doing is you're basically going up to the government and saying, ooh, government, this is how much profit I had. You can tax me for this much. For W-2 employees,
Fine human being.
look at them, terrible. These guys get narked on because the companies tell the government how much money they earn, so the government knows how much to tax them.
Well, that is true, but don't forget you're subject to audit. Okay?
Explain it, bro it out.
The IRS has the right to come in and audit our books and records to make sure that we are, in fact, compliant.
Have you ever gone through an IRS audit?
Personally or for companies?
Companies.
Yes.
How is it?
Uneventful. Give me this, that, and the other, and you give it to them, and either passes or it doesn't.
What happens if it doesn't pass?
Well, then they assess interest, penalty, and tax interest, and penalty.
Did that happen in one of your previous lives?
Yes.
Ooh. Is it gonna happen to us?
Now, while I'm here.
Hey.
Oh, good answer.
Confidence. So here's the thing. Every company defines inventory value. So, this is why I brought up prop.
Okay.
This is a dice vault. We sell it, pop quiz Nick, how much do we sell a black walnut dice vault for?
I think 45.
That's what a customer will pay for it.
Yeah.
What is the inventory value?
You should say inventory cost.
Oh,
Just say it.
go ahead.
No.
Go off.
What is the cost of that to us? What does it consist of? Is what you're getting at.
That is what I'm. Oh,
yes.
you son of a bitch. This is not $45 worth of value to us. The value of this is actually what it cost to produce it. Do you guys know the bomb? Do you know what a bomb is?
Yep. Bill of materials.
Oh! So the bill of materials on this item would be, how much does this box cost? How much does this wood cost? There's 4 screws, 4 magnets, and there's some foam. The actual materials.
So you don't add the
Go
labor into that.
Ah, Bree, do you add the labor into the bomb?
No. No? I'm wrong.
This is why we need this class. Mr. Broman.
Yes.
For this
Right
product.
now, in the way it's structured, your bombs consist of material and labor, but that's not complete. We have to add a new component.
See, this is where we've been outside of GAAP rules and maybe outside of legal compliance. We have been defining in our ignorance, and I just didn't know, Judge. For me, I was like, oh, the bomb is simply the materials and the labor. And then that is the value. So whatever it costs for us to get the materials and build this dice vault is the value of the dice vault to us. Go ahead.
How do you calculate that labor if everybody makes a different amount per hour while manufacturing this? Or is it just a generalized labor cost?
Exact. Gold stars. All the gold stars. None for you, Brendan. You get no gold stars. It's okay. And it gets worse. This is literally the main project I've worked on and why we built an ERP system for the last 2 years, is it's devilishly hard to figure all this out.
What you're referring to is called direct costing, where you have just direct material and direct labor. GAAP says we need full absorption costing, which absorbs the factory rents, the depreciation on equipment, the repair costs of the equipment. Everything that happens in that factory has to be absorbed into the cost of that item here.
We actually need to apportion our rent
Yes.
into this,
Yes.
our electricity consumption into this, our factory management
Yes.
into this. These distinctions are the things that the accounting... Way too much fun.
Is that not subjective too? Like you were saying, profit is subjective.
It's all subjective.
Yeah.
It seems subjective to me.
It's not.
Okay, good.
We
Push
follow
back.
principles and we're going to come up with the right amount, full absorbed cost. For instance, what do you have in the system for the gross profit percentage on this item?
74.5%.
When I give you financial statements, the gross margins are around 30%. There's the big disconnect. The reports out of here should equal the 30%. The difference is all those other costs that are
not rolling
that
in.
are not absorbed into that item.
Our ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning, we built our own because we're really cool. It's called KERP, it's great, is saying that this is how profitable it should be. Mr. Broman runs the books on a completely separate system. Theoretically, when those pieces of information go in, it should make the books, if the ERP is doing a good job, mirror reality. This is so boring. I'm sorry, Matt.
So then the question then becomes, how do you do that? And what we're going to do is we're going to add up all those overhead costs, agree what those costs should be included in that equation. We'll add them up, and then we're going to divide that by the labor dollars. And right now, let's just say for every labor dollar, there's $1 of factory overhead.
That's currently what that is currently...
Close enough for now.
So, and what is in this factory overhead?
Depreciation on the equipment, repairs to the equipment.
I'm not even going to get into depreciation. It's very confusing.
Well, it's the cost of the equipment, essentially, over its useful life.
That's not actually what it is.
Yes, it is.
No, that's not true.
What is it?
You buy a $100,000 CNC router.
Yep.
According to the GAAP people,
Yes.
the Council of Elders, right? They are going to say, oh, on large machinery equipment purchases, it's a 10-year depreciation schedule. So if you buy $100,000 of machine,
Yeah.
are you disagreeing with that?
I'm a little disagreeing, yeah. Because for our financial statement purposes, we can determine its useful life.
So, okay, so we will arbitrate. So when we buy that CNC router,
Yes.
you're just gonna go talk to Dale. Hey, Dale, we just bought a CNC router.
Yeah.
How many years is that CNC router gonna last?
Yes.
And he's just gonna say, oh, 15.
And I'll say, great, thank you.
But then that becomes... You guys taking notes?
No.
So basically we're creating a savings plan to theoretically replace this machine down the line. When it does, shit the bed.
Theoretically, yes. That is roughly what you're...
gut checks, essentially.
This thing has a 15-year life. The cost of that machine has to be amortized by the output of the factory over 15 years.
We're allocating the cost of that piece of equipment over its intended useful life. So a little bit of it gets expensed over its useful life on the income statement.
We've been walking around saying the value of this dice vault to us, I'm gonna estimate, is 15 bucks. When in reality, if we were following proper procedures, principles, it would be worth 30 bucks. So we need to go through and basically give our inventory like a chiropractic adjustment by introducing what's considered a shop overhead rate. And then that shop overhead rate is gonna take all of our inventory and increase the value of that inventory,
Right.
which will make our company just magically more profitable.
And so the IRS is going to be like, whoa, where'd all that
Go
money
ahead,
come
talk
from?
about that, because that is really a mind fuck to
Here's
me.
the issue. So that will happen. I make a journal entry and all of a sudden the balance sheet looks better and the income statement looks better. But I don't want to do that yet because you brought me here to determine if this company's profitable. And that will skew that process. So I'm not ready to make that chiropractic adjustment yet. I want to go a few more months keeping consistent with how we're doing the accounting until I can come up with that result for you.
And then you'll say, hey, this needs to be the shop inventory rate
Yeah.
that we then insert into our ERP, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, all our gross margins change.
Yeah.
Questions, comments, concerns?
This season is boring.
So you Mr. Nice Guy, you got your wishes rotting in hell. All night when you think I'm sleeping, people please, it's never good.
So, did you go to college?
Yeah.
What'd you study?
I went to college a few different times. First time was archaeology. Second time, I got an associate's in arts and sciences. And then for my bachelor's, it was business management with a concentration in hospital management. I'd never finished it.
I didn't really finish school either. Brett, you went to school? Did you go to school?
Bachelor's in theater, associates in psych.
Nick, you didn't go to school, did you?
I took like 2 classes
Hey.
and then stopped going.
World of Warcraft?
Totally.
Nice. Worth it. Here's the difference. I bet Steve went to college. I bet he went to college for accounting and then became an accountant. Is that true?
That's a good guess.
God damn it!
Amazing.